Hi, and a very warm welcome to our webinar series on the digital hand operators. I'm your host of today, and I'm Raymond van der Kooi van Wageningen. And feel free to use the questions part on the right-hand side to ask questions. Some will be answered directly, and some at the end of the webinar. Today, the webinar is on how to enhance production operator skills by emerging digital technologies. With me, I have two researchers, Emrah Arika from Cintiq Manufacturing, and Emrah has hands-on experience from a number of EU projects on how to support operators and management with the right decision-making tools in manufacturing settings. He will do the kickoff and tell you something about the aim of the webinar series and why digital enhancement of operators is something you should consider. Also with us today is Hans Thorwalden from Cintiq Digital. He's been working for more than a decade with research on the digitization state currently in Norway and how digitization has an impact on the work environment that they call in Norwegian partssamarbeid. But first, I give the word to Emrah Arika. Emrah, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Rimbert. So, first of all, what you may ask why operators are still critical for the competitiveness of the manufacturing industry in this digitalization and automation era. Recent research reports and reports from the manufacturing organizations and our experience with several manufacturing companies more and more justify what Bainbridge foreseen almost 40 years ago. The more you automate, the more you have to rely on humans to solve unforeseen problems and anomalies that occur in any complex system. So, flexible and highly skilled workforce is foundational to solve problems, to understand the root causes of the problems, to analyze them, as well as to drive continuous improvement efforts in manufacturing companies. This is especially important for industries that have competitive strengths in delivering high-value, high-tech, and customized solutions, such as, in general, the European industry and in Norway. And what is more is that the potential of value creation from today's digital transformation and for the future largely rely on considering the human aspects when implementing the technologies, as also shown in recent research reports. As such, by this webinar, we would like to increase the awareness on the importance of digitally supporting operators. We will outline the forthcoming challenges and potential values if we can succeed this, and to illustrate and facilitate the adoption of digital technologies for operator support. However, there are great challenges standing in front of the manufacturing industry when it comes to operators. We can classify these challenges in three main areas related to health, related to economic, and related to skills and society. According to the last update from Eurostat on the statistics of work accidents or accidents at the workplace, there have been 3.1 million non-fatal accidents in 2018 in European companies. And out of that, Norway had 10,525. And this is in general for the whole workplace, but manufacturing industry has the major share when it comes to this kind of non-fatal accidents, such as injuries, dislocations, strains, concussions, with 20% of all reported accidents. There have also been, unfortunately, some fatal accidents in the workplaces. In 2018, there have been 3,332 accidents, where Norway had 37 of such fatal accidents. And again, manufacturing industry counts as in the third place when it comes to fatal accidents also in the workplaces. And these non-fatal accidents has caused at least 4 days of absence from the work for the workers, which has a considerable impact, economical impact for the manufacturing industry also. And According to the European Agency for Health and Safety at Work, the accidents cost 476 billion euro at least in a year for the manufacturing industry, for the companies. Besides that, there is also the cost of poor quality, which is also can be also a drastic number. According to World Manufacturing Forum report, the cost of poor quality can count between 5 to 40% of the revenues, which is a quite drastic number as well. When it comes to skills and society, we have also great challenges upcoming with the digitalization and automation trend. What's happening is that with the digitalization, the roles and the tasks of the workers are changing, which is creating a so-called skills gap. Basically, the gap between the skills of the workers and the requirements of the jobs. For example, a study done by Deloitte in 2019 shows that in US, there will be 4.6 million manufacturing jobs to be filled from in 2028, which is coming from retirements as well as the natural growth of the manufacturing industry. But only 2.2 million of these jobs are likely to be filled, and which means over 50% of the jobs are estimated to stay vacant due to this skills gap. What is adding more into this is the aging population in the societies. According to the OECD Outlook, it's estimated that 56 workers out of 100 workers at the working age will be over 65 years old in 2050, which means we are losing also skills due to the retirements, and not least the tacit knowledge with this aging population, which is contributing to the skills gap and also estimated number of unfilled jobs in the future. So while these are great challenges standing in front of the manufacturing industry, we can also see these as potentials for value creation if we do something about this or focus more on this. And what we see as the way, as well as many reports from world and European organizations, is that digitally enhancing operators can help us to address these challenges. And what we also can see from the reports is that the digital technologies are likely to be adopted more and more over the coming years. We can support the operators by digital tools to create more healthy and safe working environment by reducing physical and mental stress. We can support them in their productivity, to increase their productivity, especially in their new roles, which is shifting towards more responsibility on the production system and more interaction between humans and machines, as well as different task allocations between humans and computers over the coming years with the digitalization. We can also support them in their training to accelerate their training and enhance their skills for the new roles and requirements. And also implementing these tools, digital tools, can contribute to employment, which is basically addressing the expected skills gap and unfilled jobs in the future, especially when it comes to aging workforce. While it is a challenge, it can be also part of the solution. If we can digitally enhance, especially our aging workforce, we can create a healthier and safer work environment. We can increase their productivity, also in the later stages of their career, which can keep them in the workforce, as well as keep their tacit knowledge. Actually, European Union, European Commission has these also part of their agenda to increase the employment of aging workforce for the coming years. So what's at stake in terms of numbers? Digitally enhancing our operator is seen as one of the important prerequisites for realizing the potentials of the digitalization when it comes to creating new values. According to the report from Roland Berger, commissioned by the Federation of German Industries, if we fail to realize the potential of digital value creation, the potential loss for the European industry could be 605 billion euros by 2025. But in the success scenario, it can generate extra potential value of 1.25 trillion euros for the European industry by 2025. And how is the digital state of the Norwegian manufacturing industry? My colleague Hans Torvatn has been involved in a large Norwegian project in the past years, and as one of the work that have been done there to survey 305 manufacturers on the shop floor level, especially to understand what is the digital state of the manufacturing industry. So Hans is going to tell us about the results as well as the digital state of the industry.
Thank you.
Yes, Hans.
Thank you, Emrah. Well, the digital state of the Norwegian manufacturing industry can be summed up that the digital tools are indeed in use. As you can see from the graphs, there are computers, there are smartphones, there are various systems, robots, and so on being used in the industry. However, one interesting thing regarding operators and use of a computer is the actual interface. Today, the interface seems to be borrowed from an office where we use the good old computer and hits it with our fingers, or we use a smartphone where we touch the screens. This sounds reasonable if you don't use your hands for anything else, but an operator might be both mobile and using her hands, which is a problem if you use an interface to the computer that isn't suited to your job. We should ideally today have more voice-controlled equipment, and which enables the operators to use it mobile everywhere and at the same time use their hands, but we don't. So at the moment, very few have access to portable information, and the quality of information that people are supposed to rely on in their work is poor. I mean, 54% say it's sufficient, updated 47 and understandable 51. Well, there is definitely room for improvement here. And decisions are all left to humans, which is nice for us humans. But this also means that a lot of routine decisions that could be automated are not automated. And systems are in general tailored towards management needs, as exemplified by the interface system, but that's a lot of problems with that. So we really don't know, and we don't know how to use the skills and the abilities of the operator. We continued to work on this in another project. In 2020, SINTEF Digital and SINTEF Manufacturing made a study of 30 case studies where we asked some of the best manufacturing companies how they did their digital work. And we found that, yes, they were quite ready and willing to go for digitalization. They also involved their operators in assessment of digital tools, which is very good because then it fits better at the shop floor. But they had some severe problems. First, they had the problem of mixing organizations and social and technological skills. That was very difficult. They know how to buy a software or some tools, but implementing it was very difficult. They also all felt that they really had a need for digital competence at all levels and all kinds of digital competence within the companies. At the moment, they were very interested in the opportunities of data sharing, but they also had concerns about various pitfalls in data sharing, because once you've shared data, you have to some degree lost control of it. They needed a digital strategy to realize their full potential, and as part of that digital strategy, we should really have some emphasis on how the operator should be utilized and the possibilities for the operators. Bluntly speaking, we need something we can call an operator 4.0 along with the industry 4.0 idea. This is something we have been working on several times, and some of the projects have been quite simple in a way, technological. For instance, the dashboard for information sharing and situation awareness support, very simple technologically wise, very nice for those who get the information that wasn't available for them. We tried this also on smartwatches to increase situational awareness. We have tried various and developed various digital training tools, but the overall idea here is to build what we could call digital support for the norske modellen, for the Norwegian model of working, where we support and build an independent autonomous operators that is able to take decision and is both knowledgeable, trained, and autonomous in her decision making. You can see the companies we have been working on. You probably know some of them already, but many of the projects have been relatively not systematic. We needed a different approach, and we needed an overall model of what we were trying to do.
Thank you, Hans. So, as Hans said, there have been, of course, distributed efforts to digitally enhance the operators, but now we are coming to the stage to take a more systematic approach. And that's why we now using the term operator 4.0, which is an operator that utilizes enabling technologies to support their work performance, decision making, training and skills development, as well as health and safety. We can support the operators in two main aspects, cognitively and physically. When it comes to cognitive interaction, we can support them with augmented reality glasses, big data analytics, and intelligent assistant tools that can help them with more effective decision making, enhanced training and skills. We can benefit from social networks technologies to help them in their collaboration, again, cognitively interacting with them. When it comes to physical support, so-called exoskeletons and collaborative robots can help operators in their work performance, and also to achieve a healthier and safer work environment, as well as we can benefit from wearables such as wearable tracker to trace and track the health conditions of the operator, physically interacting with him, this technology, and create again a safer and healthier environment. We can say that SINTEF's maybe the main systematic approach to the operator 4.0 has been the EU Horizon 2020 project called Human Manufacturing, which was coordinated by SINTEF and involved case companies Airbus, Defense and Aerospace. Royo Group is a furniture producer from Spain, and Comau is a robotics producer from Italy. In this project, the goal was leveraging the technologies to help operators on the shop floor cognitively and physically to be more productive, to do less mistakes, and to have higher well-being. And this would be achieved through implementing exoskeletons, as you can see on the picture below. We implemented on the production lines to support the operators in their physical tasks. This could be achieved with augmented reality tools and embedded sensors, as you can see on the left-hand side of the picture, to support the operators to perform their work with the best practice followed and guided by the glasses to ensure the quality verification. This would increase the worker situation awareness and performance, accelerates learning and skill gaining, while reducing stress and strain. As I said, we had 3 main case companies with different needs and focus areas. For Airbus, we focused on supporting the assembly of an engine part. The need was ensuring the recommended good practice and instructions was followed, and the quality control was automated along the process. In the Comoa case, we focused on supporting the assembly of a robot forearm. The need was to ensure again the recommended good practice and instructions was followed, while the quality verification was automated along the process again. In the Royal Group furniture producer, we focused on reducing the time to competence for seasonal workers, as the company had quite some seasonal demand, which required hiring seasonal workers and those who needed training and learning of the job. And by implementing the digital tools, we could also reduce the time to competence for seasonal workers, as well as we could reduce the need of involving experienced operators during these training phases of the seasonal workers, which would also contribute their productivity loss avoided. Through these case studies with these companies and co-creation processes, a new technology called KITAR has been emerged from this human project. KITAR is basically a technology combining augmented reality with big data analytics and machine learning. It consists of several modules, like kit build model, which captures the knowledge in the instruction sets, and Kit Assist and Kit Smart modules delivers the knowledge to the needs of the worker and verify the correct application. In this example, the quality control of the knowledge. And with the Insight module, we can benefit from the data captured along the process through other modules and extract the knowledge of the process, analyze it, which would drive the long-term continuous improvement efforts. Here I will show you a video that demonstrates the application of the KITAR system in the Comoa use case and the robot assembly process. So as I mentioned, Comoa is from the robot manufacturing industrial sector with machine tooling. The need was that the workers should follow the recommended good practice and instructions, while the verification of the correct application of sealant in the assembly process is automated and the quality traceability is supported. As a result of this case, the productivity of this process was improved, and the quality control was the cost of the quality control was reduced drastically thanks to the automated process. Here you can see the use of the system from the perspective of the operator using the augmented reality device. As you can see, the part and the instructions are shown on the augmented reality environment with also the smart tools that helps the operator, that guides the operator to do work in the right way, as well as the system verifies each step before proceeding to the next step, assuring an automated quality control process there throughout the whole process. And here you can see the Kit Insight module that extracts the data from the earlier modules along the process and draws a process map for the whole process and actually indicating the actual process followed by the operators as the data captured along the way, as well as can draw the analysis of the deviations throughout throughput time throughput times, and compliance checking along the whole process, depending on the needs, which can help as a great input for the continuous improvement efforts for the future activities. So this was a short, quick video of this application. So as we have been discussing throughout the presentation, digital enhancement of operators are critical for the competitiveness of the industry, manufacturing industry. And this is especially critical for high-cost countries such as Norway and in general in Europe, that has the competitive strengths in delivering customized and high-tech products, which largely rely on the skills of the operators. As such, we at SINTEF, we have defined digital enhancement of operators as one of the strategic areas, priority areas to focus on, in order to increase the awareness of the Norwegian organizations on this topic, to perform dissemination and exploitation activities from the results of the earlier national and EU projects, to facilitate the adoption of the digital technologies for operator support, and to build a strong Norwegian community in this area, and to support the Norwegian participation in future national and international projects, again related to this topic. For those interested on digital enhancement of operators in learning, performance, and health, you are more than welcome to join our LinkedIn group and community we are building together with my teammates, Manuel Oliveira, which is a former senior researcher at SINTEF and now CEO and co-founder at KITAR, Wimmet van der Kooi, researcher at SINTEF, and Hans Torwatten, research manager at SINTEF. In these groups, in this community and LinkedIn group, you will be informed about the state-of-the-art applications, cutting-edge reports, and events we will organize. You will have the opportunity to choose the topics we will post. You can share your experiences and engage with other companies that have implemented certain solutions, and you can also build partnerships for future projects. As part of this community, we will organize and perform 8 thematic webinars, of which this one was the first one, 6 seminars, and 4 dedicated workshops with interested parties related to this topic. Also, SINTEF, supported by KITAR, will help companies to achieve their objectives. So you please reach out if you are interested. As the next event, we are organizing a seminar on digital enhancement of operators. The place will be SINTEF Raufoss manufacturing facility. The date is still not clear due to COVID restrictions, but we are hoping to hold the seminar in the second half of June. But again, depending on the COVID situation. And the invitations also will be sent in the second half of May, again, depending on the situation. It will be a half-day seminar to enable traveling the same day for participants. There will be presentations in general about digital enhanced operators, methods, technologies, the role of operators in lean production, and results from specific projects. We will also have a KITAR demo session with possibility to try the system, as well as you will have the opportunity to share your experiences. So if you are interested in it, please let us know. We will make our best to allocate a slot in the seminar. Thank you for your attention. That's the presentation.
Thank you very much, Emma and Hans, for this nice talk on how to digitally enhance operators. If maybe companies now sit here and think about, okay, this is very nice. I would like to start with sort of this approach of digitally enhancing operators. Emra, what would your advice be to a company?
To start with?
Yeah.
Okay, contact us, I would say. That's an easy answer. Well, Of course, the first thing is to analyze the context of the operator, because I don't know if Hans mentioned, but yes, I think he mentioned, what is the challenge is that the digital tools are very much built on the needs of the office workers. But for the operators, the whole context is different. They have different mobility of the work. They need to walk around, and maybe they're responsible for several machines, and they have different task varieties and so on. That the whole context. By the way, we have also developed a framework for that, defining the context of the operator when when considering how to support them digitally. So they have different aspects in their context that has to be taken into account first to analyze that, to understand what is the maturity of the current support, and to make sure that we are actually supporting their work rather than just implementing a technology.
Thank you, Emrah. And that, I think, is the key point of digital enhancement of work, supporting your operators in the best way and not implementing some digital tools. I think I can thank those who have attended and our two speakers for joining us today. This will be it for us for today. Please follow our community on LinkedIn, and hopefully we see you during our seminar in Raufoss. Thank you.